Hi there. Today I'm going to unbox the 2018 inkwell Press calendar that I just got. I've been using the inkwell Press planner for 2017 and I liked it so much that I went ahead and ordered the 2018. A little bit about these calendars. In the past they've come with the Coil option. This year they had an option for us lefties, which is the Coil free. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox that for you. Comes in this pretty blue box. Open it up. And there's an inkwell Press family welcome guide from Tanya, the founder of the company. Seize the day. We wanted to create a way to remind you that you are awesome. Think of this message as the equivalent of your morning coffee. It's a jump start to your day. You know why? Because you've got this. Today and every day are yours to grab. As women, we believe we need to support one another. This gift is our small part in spurring on the movement. Think of it like a hug from us to you. You don't choose the message chooses you. Interesting. Okay. Now, I am a planner junkie. Every time I see planners and organizers and calendars anywhere, I've always got to look at them, and I've tried a bunch of different ones, and I needed one that would work for the business side, for work, for keeping track of my personal stuff, my kids' personal stuff, and just really have enough room for all that so that I don't have to have multiple planners. Okay, look at that. It's pretty. Ooh, and it's got texture. It feels like wood. It kind of looks like wood. All right, let's get this out of the way. Get that out of the way. Okay, it's very different because it doesn't have the coil, but I always, being left-handed, struggled with that. And supposedly it's lay flat. They worked really hard on the binding. And this is a cover that is removable. And I'll just go through a little bit. Claim your planner, important dates, and I put birthdays there in my previous calendar. And what's really cool, see, there's birthdays in there. What's really cool about inkwell Press is that when you buy a calendar, you then get these videos sent to you that explain how to use it. They give suggestions and show you how you might use each of these different sections in the calendar. Now everybody's going to have different ways to use it, but sometimes you stare at this and you just don't know what to do. So she sort of shows you how to use these, how she would use them, and gives you ideas for that. 2018 goals in these different areas of your life, quarterly goals, so you can break them down in the months for how you're going to achieve them. An overall calendar here that lets you view the whole year. And I thought this was interesting because when she did, for 2017, when I watched the video, she would actually use this for some actionable items that you sort of do maybe on a regular basis and create a little key chart. And so, like, if you have to change your air filter in your furnace, you know, maybe that's pink, and you do a little pink circle, and then you do a little pink circle here, and in every spot that you have to change the air filter, and you sort of establish this sort of monthly routine of these basic kind of things that you have to do and that you always kind of forget to do, giving the dog their heartworm pills or things like that. Okay, and then we start the first month, which is January, and you've got the whole month here laid out in front of you. Top 5 items that you want to achieve in January, and notes, and then a little sneak peek into February. I struggle with how to use this calendar versus the weekly calendar. Most of what I do goes on the weekly, but then it feels like this is a waste, and so I found myself copying what I put here sort of in a more general thing here. So it might say that someone has an appointment, so it'll just say like mom appointment, but then here I would give more specifics. I'm not sure if that's the best way to do it. That's just how I've been doing it, and maybe it's something that I would want to kind of change and work up a better system for. So then after that, you've got this mission board, and each month we'll have a mission board, and I believe each month is a different color. Yeah, if you look, there's a green and a mauve, and then a aqua, and then sort of a peach, and they each change colors so you can tell them apart. Now, this one, the Coilless planner does not have the tabs on it for the months. As you can see here, I always add my own tabs anyway, so that gave me more flexibility. Their reasoning was that way it was nice and smooth and you can fit it in a bag, and that makes sense to me too, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do, whether or not I'm going to add my own tabs or leave it as is. Now the one thing missing from here that I did like in my Coil planner was this little today divider, so I knew exactly where I was, but again I think that's sort of easily overcome. Now the mission board, it's got some categories and then some blanks, so you can do what you want, and it just sort of, you can outline your goals and your plans and your mission for the month, and you can be more specific here in how you plan to achieve those. A general focus, maybe you put an inspirational quote, and then a daily habit tracker. This is good for getting in your water intake, your fitness, or if there's just something that you're trying to do every day, and then you keep track of it there. And then you move on to the weekly, which is a 2-page spread here, and you got the 7 days of the week, a little weekly focus, 5 bullet points here, and some notes. This spread, I believe this is called the Flex, I could be wrong, sort of allows you, instead of having these columns with time slots and sort of outlining your day in that way, it sort of gives you the flexibility to divide it. And what I did in the past was I divided it into like home and work. And so you'll see here I had a home, and I drew a line, and there's little dots there to help you line up your ruler to draw a line and divide it into home and work. This year I may not do that because I found that it really doesn't matter. For me, I just have the to-do list, and I just need to get it done by the end of the day. And if there's appointments and stuff, and so I have to sort of look a little differently at how I might use this, but I still felt like it made more sense to me than those narrow columns. And then in these, I was using them to, I was using one to meal plan and what kind of workout I might do that day. And I know that there's different ideas for that, and I needed to take a closer look at that. And so as you go through, it's gonna repeat itself till you get to the end of the month, and then you've got this page of notes, and you'll have that on every month. And for me, I use that to keep track of my work to-do list. So I would have a chart there for specific jobs and when they were due and things like that, and that way, and then I would highlight when they were done, and that way at the end there's the toaster oven beeping at me, and it's going to keep beeping unless I get up and go turn it off. So I'm going to go get up and turn it off. So anyway, on this notes and ramblings page, you're kind of free to do whatever you want. It's sort of set up maybe to do a bullet journal if you're into that or not. And as you can see, okay, this is only January. So if I grab a pen, which I have here, this is a lot easier than even right here. It makes it really hard to write, where this here, I can go all the way to the edge of the page. So that's very nice. Okay, and then we're going to move on to the next month. And it continues through the whole year that way. And again, all the pretty different colors. And then towards the back, you're going to have some other useful pages here. You've got a gift list. You can shopping for, ideas, item purchase spent. That was kind of nice. Maybe if you got some things that you want for yourself. someone asks you, well, is there anything that you would like? Some travel pages here to keep track of your travel. A couple project planning things. There's only 2 of those, but it's for a major project with different tasks. So maybe if you were doing a household remodel or something of that sort, or moving, cleanup, and then you can list the tasks. A monthly bill tracker. I didn't use this last year, but I do feel like maybe I should, because we don't have a lot of set recurring bills. You've got, you know, the mortgage and the car payment and stuff, but this seems like something useful, and it would be nice to just check off and have that peace of mind, because I always panic and think, oh my gosh, I don't remember paying that, and usually I did pay it, but that way you keep track. And then some more blank pages, sort of some graph paper here that you can do bullet journals or take notes or make to-do lists, or however you want to use these pages. And then big plans for next year. Now, if that's the only page, and they probably just needed to do that, where they maybe didn't lay flat, so that's pretty cool. I'm pretty impressed by that. And if it holds up, seriously, a better option, definitely for us lefties, and maybe just in general, because I always leave mine flat anyway. I just have to find myself a today divider and figure out how to go about that, and that's it.